Hi everybody! In this video, I will show you how I did the markup letter assignment. This presentation is based on a specific checklist and in a model letter example. Since I've already created my files where my code will be saved, I will dive straight into completing these 3 sections of the assignment checklist. So let's do it. First, I got the raw text from a link in the assignment brief and pasted into my HTML file in my VS Code editor. As you can see, I created a boilerplate of the HTML document very fast. How did I do that? I simply used the shortcut ! and tab, which makes the skeleton appear automatically, complete with the doc type, HTML, head, body, elements, and the UTF-8 meta tag. And done! 3 parts of the list are already complete. Next, I will put all the text inside the body tag and change the default title document to letter. Returning to the checklist, I'm going to specify the author and CSS in the appropriate meta tags and add some tags to organize the addresses. I first specify the author meta tag and then the CSS. This is how the content of the letter looks now. The next steps involve using the right tags to shape the letter to match the example. So now, I'm adding the address tag to the first address at the beginning of the letter, and using the tag P to separate into a single paragraph. Using the tag BR to organize the address into separate lines, and use the tag B to bold certain of words of the text. Let's see how it looks. It looks good. Now I need to move the paragraph to the opposite side of the screen. To do that, I'm going to use a CSS style. First, I need to add a class to the address, and I will color sender column, which is what the second part of the checklist asks for. And before I forget, I will also add a paragraph and the same class to the date, since it is also on the opposite side of the screen. Now, I'm heading to the CSS page, and I will specify my style for the class. I'm using the style text align right, and I'm also adding a line height and a font size to all my text through the body tag. Let's see how it looks. It looks good. Now, I also have this item from the second part of the checklist completed as well. Let's keep moving. The next steps involves basically repeating the same process for the next address, except for the sender column part. And I also add the A2 tag to the response title. And here's how my letter looks now. And all these items from the first part of the checklist are done. The last one here will be complete later. Following the second part of the checklist, I'm going to add other paragraphs and also add the first abbreviation tag. So I'm adding some paragraphs first, and then I jump to the first abbreviation tag, putting the title as Doctor of Philosophy. And here's the result. When we hover the mouse over the word PhD, the title appears. Now I'm continuing by putting the H3 tag in the next title and adding the tag P for the next paragraph. Now let's jump for this task and start adding some of these items to a list. Starting with the date, I'm using the UL tag to mark up the list and the LI tag to separate each line of the list. And this is the result. The first list is done. Now I will show how I continue working these requirements. After adding some paragraphs and some BR tags to the text above, it's time to organize these items on a list. I use the OL tag to create a list of items in a specific order. Each item on the list will be numbered by default. The subtag displays the items lower than the normal text line, so it can represent the chemical formula correctly. I also use the BR tag to break the lines. The subtag raises the text higher than the normal text line to perfectly represent mathematical expressions. And here, I use the abbreviation tags again. Let's see the result. It looks good. Now, let's do the other requirements. I did this requirement marking the 4 dates with the appropriate elements. Now, I'm going back to the letter address and replacing the B tags on the telephone and email with the strong tags. Now, I have only 3 requirements left. Next, I needed to define a description list and provide a list of terms under the corresponding descriptions. For this, I applied these tags. I use a DL for the entire list, DT for the title or terms, and DD for the actual descriptions. And here's the result. Let's keep moving to the other tasks. I need to add a hyperlink to the exotic dance research page sentence using the A tag and the href attribute to refer to the link itself, using the example.com as the URL. And this is the result applying the A tag for links. Now, I'll use the EM tag to emphasize the words did and very. And then apply the same tag to the citation element at the end of the letter. And that's it, everybody. I've completed all the requirements on the checklist, and my letter looks very similar to the example. I hope I could help you with your assignment letter too, and if you have any questions or would you like to exchange insights about web development, web design, or technology, please reach out through nayama.design. See ya!